Last session, what are we discussing about? This is getting attached still for the previous batch. What are we discussing about in the last class? One which we were discussing. Yeah. What is the property? Property is it's a like variable. It holds a value at runtime. At runtime, it holds a value. Property is just like a variable in other programming languages. At runtime, it is going to hold a value. That's it. That is about property. And property you are going to create under data model category. And then what is section? What is a section?
Which is used to design a user interface.
Section is a class where we can design our user interface.
See, I told so far so many times. The reason why I mentioned if that is waste of time.
Section is a HTML role. We can use it to design.
I will change my network connection. You may find some disturbance for a while. Just hold on for 1 minute. I'm changing my network connection. Audio connection. Now this should have a good strength of connectivity. Yes. What is it coming in? What is a property? It's a variable, kind of variable. Okay. What is a section? It is a tool to define or design user interface. If you want to create user interface, you need a section. Section is required whenever I have given a business requirement. Create so and so screen. Immediately in your mind, you should get an idea. You need to create section. That is the ultimate rule using which you can design UI. Understand clear? Okay, so let us log into the application which we are working on. What was the application? devimpl@sbi.com password rules. Okay. How many of you are there offline still who are yet to make the fees payments apart from these three? Anyone else? Offline. Who are yet to make the fees payment, pending with fees payment? One. Anyone else? Okay, we need all your details. Just give me a minute. Name and WhatsApp number. Put a heading name, WhatsApp number, write down and pass on. Yes. Okay. And online, anyhow, meeting link will be changed on Monday. And now, this is what, like, section is a role which you have to create whenever you wanted to design user interface. If you want to create UI, the rule that you are going to deal with is section. And now, yesterday we have seen how to create properties and how to create section. So after that, when I execute the section directly, I can even execute directly, but that is not the way. How you design the transactions in BPM? Transaction model. How are you going to design the transaction model using BPM? How are you going to design? Demo class you attended, right? Those who have attended demo session, transaction model you design by using flow chart, like a process. Okay, so it should be there in a process or flow, then only your transaction will be done. Means anything you create, ultimately it should be added into a flow. So let's go ahead now and let me show you a flow. Here you go. See, after you create section we created, right? So I did not add any button into the section. I have added only respective controls and all. I did not add any button inside this section. Usually, anytime if you are creating a screen in a transaction, you may need submit button or continue button, create button, or some button you need. On click of the button, some action will be done. Maybe going to next screen or storing the data into your table and displaying a message. Something action will be done. So while you are working with Pega, you don't need to add action buttons. It may be submit or cancel button also can be there, right? I don't want to proceed forward. I want to cancel. I can cancel. Otherwise, save also possible. Save means temporarily you save. I'll come back and open once again, and later point of time I'll submit permanently. Okay. So whenever you are working with other programming languages, buttons and all you have to add by yourself. On click of a button, on click event, what action to be done, all that you have to write as a developer. But while working with Pega, you don't need it. See, in order to provide action to the user interface means section, screen. In order to provide action to the user interface, Pega provides a rule that is called flow action. What is the rule type? Flow action. I will show you. Flow action is a rule which you can create under process category. What is the category? Just I am creating just for the sake of explanation. Okay, under process category. I'll give you navigations later. See, what does it say? Section. What is the section? You place your cursor here and click the down arrow. You'll see available section. Choose the one and say at runtime. At runtime, you need to call the flow action. If you call flow action is going to load. That loads section as well. When section loads, you will see the screen like this, right? Along with buttons. Flow action means flow action is container of section. Flow action is container of section which will add an action to the user interface. What are the actions it will add? It will give automatic action to UI. Submit action. That is what you can remember as of now. So which action will be automatically added? Submit action. After you finish creating flow action, then you will create a final rule which is meant for processing the transactions. What is that final rule? Flow. Okay, I will show you just as a practice. Later I will give you this navigations and all. So flow action is a container of section which adds an action to the UI. What is the default action that it is going to add? Submit. Apart from submit, save, cancel also it will add. Okay, next rule I am going to tell you. I have already explained about properties. I have explained about section. Now I have explained about flow action. So these are mandatory rules that you need to create when you are designing a transaction model to display a screen. You are being given with a business requirement. Design a transaction model to create a screen and display it to the users when they initialize the transaction. You should automatically get the idea in your mind. You need to create properties, you need to create section, you need to create flow action, and you need to create a flow. This is a basic template of understanding. Make sense, everyone? Clear? Flow I created. When you create a flow, this is how a default flow gets created with 3 flow shapes. How many flow shapes? 3 flow shapes you will be getting. The 3 flow shapes that you have here, the first flow shape green color, this is called as start shape. What do you call this? Start shape. Start shape is the one where the transaction will get initiated. Start shape is the one where transaction is going to get initiated. And the next flow shape that you are seeing here, I will show you in the palette of flow shapes. Assignment. What is the flow shape that you are seeing here? Assignment. Assignment is the shape which you can use in order to integrate, in order to call flow action. For now you understand like this. In order to call flow action into flow, what is the flow shape you need? Assignment. But you do not call flow action on the assignment shape. See, assignment shape has 2 connectors. One is inward connector and the second one is outward connector. You can call flow action into a flow, and means your flow action that you have created, you make it part of the transaction by calling into the flow by using assignment shape outward connector. When I double click on outward connector, am I getting the option of calling flow action? Yes or no? So now if I click the down arrow here, I'll see all available flow action. I created a flow action by name what? Test. I'll select this and submit. Test flow action is being called. I can make a label so that I can see this. See, if you don't have a label given, it will not display anything. If you have a label given, the same name, if I give a label, I can understand a flow action is being called here with name test. Everyone clear? So flow is created. So in a flow action, you have assignment shape. Assignment shape you need to add in a flow whenever you wanted to call a screen, means flow action. You are, as per your requirement, you need to design a screen and make it part of the transaction. So you need properties, you need section, you need flow action, you need flow with which flow shape? Assignment shape. That assignment shape will have outward connector. There is the facility to call the flow action. You call the flow action and you save and you make the transaction. So in order to make the transaction, I am directly running as a developer. I have executed. Don't bother about this particular screen displayed. Just close this and then create. Here the screen that is going to get displayed now is the flow action. Okay, just wait a minute. Is this the same that we have designed? This is what I'm expecting. But in the design of UI, I did not place any buttons like submit, save, cancel. Did I place it? I did not place, but still I got it. Who has provided these buttons? Flow action has provided these buttons. Submit. Actually, ultimately there is some other rule, I'll tell you later, but as of now, flow action. See, when you enter the information here, okay, you are going to enter the data here. And then submit. Submit action is being done. I don't bother about save, cancel now. Now data is been submitted and also data has been stored in the backend table. I'll tell you where it has been stored. Just I'm trying to explain you what is the purpose of flow action and what is the purpose of flow, how to create flow and all. I will again show you in a screenshot, in a document screenshots and all. So purpose of flow action as of now for us, the flow action is a container of section which adds action to the respect to user interface. Section means user interface, right? If you want a user interface with a predefined action of submit, save, cancel, then what is the rule that helps you? Flow action. Flow action is a container of section, adds action to the UI. After flow action is done, you create a flow to design your transaction model. I want to call the flow action into flow. Basically, what is the flow shape I need? Assignment shape. Where would you call the flow action using assignment shapes? Outward connector. You call it and save, done. That's it. Understand everyone clear? So I'm giving a requirement to create a screen. That screen should be displayed to business users as part of their transaction processing. Okay, so you need to follow all these steps. Create all the properties required. Section you create and add controls and map the controls back to properties. And flow action you create, embed the section into flow action. Means properties you created, added properties inside section. Added section inside flow action. Added flow action inside flow. Understand? All this you have done. These are the sequence of steps usually to be done. Make sense, everyone clear? Now, see the flow that you have created. Whenever I initiate, so whenever I make a transaction, the screen UI flow action is loading. Inside flow action, section is loading. Inside section, controls are loading. Flow action is loading. Inside flow action, what is loading? Section. Inside section, what are the loading? Controls. The data you enter into the controls will be given to properties which are associated with the control. Make sense, everyone clear how it is functioning? Online, every one of you. I am going to unmute now. Are you clear? Just I am explaining you what has to be done. Just a high level explanation, not in depth.
Yes.
We will see later. Okay. As we go on. Thank you so much. And here you go now. See, we are going to see now how to create flow action for the requirement which we are in the middle. Like section up to section we are done, right? So now we will see how to create a flow action for it, how to create a flow. This flow you can leave it, just a test flow to explain I have created. Okay, so write down business requirement. I will create a document for us. Working with flow action, flow. These two we are going to deal with today. See, I did not tell you complete details about flow action. Okay, that is not my way of teaching. My way of teaching is only telling 1 or 2 points in a rule today, and maybe after 5 days again other points, after 10 days again other things. Like this, whenever we come across that options to be used, that time only I'll explain. Everything learning on same day, in single day, you will not be able to even understand. If I tell you post processing, pre processing available in flow action now itself, you cannot understand that. That's not the right way of teaching. What is this? 595, huh? 595 July 5th, 15th, I'm sorry. Okay. Now 9 a.m. Okay. Write down. Yesterday we created screen, right? The screen which we have created, in the brackets or in the braces, you write down customer details form. That is what we created yesterday, right? The screen which we have already created. The screen which we have created, in the single quotes or brackets, you write down what is the screen name? Customer details form. Customer details form should be made as a first screen. Should be made as a first screen. Should be made as a first screen, comma, during vehicle insurance policy processing. During vehicle insurance policy processing. So during the time of vehicle insurance policy processing, we need to make it as a first screen. That is what our requirement. The requirement says that the screen which you already have should be made as first screen, that should be displayed as a first screen in the transaction processing of vehicle insurance. So that means it is indirectly telling remaining rules you have to create, flow and everything you have to design. Understand everyone? Clear? Let's go ahead and do it now. So as per the requirement, so creating vehicle insurance transaction model. This is what I am going to do, right? Whatever that I have told you, I am just writing it in simple words. Okay, design algorithm. Now what are the rules to be created? First step, what do I need to create? So I'll write down this way. Section is already available with us. We have already created. Section is done. Next, create flow action and embed the above section. Next step, create flow, call the above flow action into flow using assignment shapes outward connector. Is that the thing that we need to do? Assignment shape outward connector. Okay, I created all this. There is one more step which I did not explain. Okay, but I will be doing here. You don't need to write down about design algorithm steps. All of you need to write down whatever the requirement I told. Enough. I will be sharing this document, right? So no need to again write, and don't waste your time. Listen here and try to understand how to write the algorithm of steps. That is important. Okay, write it in your mind if you want, right? And focus fully here. Now what is the next one? I did not tell you this step. So choose the below options. I'll explain you after practical is done. The above flow. What are the options again here? 4.1. What are the options? I'll tell you. So go to process tab of the flow. Choose the checkbox. Creates a new work object. This is one step. 4.2. What is that? Scroll down in this tab and choose PY case management. PY case management default in place of PY default for the work parties option. For the work parties option. So that's it, done. So these are the steps which I need to do. Out of all these steps, fourth steps you don't know. Fourth step will practically do it, and later I'll explain you. It will take around 1 hour to explain fourth step itself. Okay. So first let's do practically all this what we have discussed. So yesterday you are done with creating property section in the framework, right? As of now, I'll go everything with framework only. Okay. Right click on this and create. Okay, I'll write down here. Creating what? Creating flow action. Continuation. This is continuation to yesterday. What is the category in which you create flow action? Is flow action can be created under process category. Flow action can be created under process category. I have chosen the option of flow action under process category. I have chosen. Okay, and this is the form that is displayed. So any rule that you are creating in Pega, where you should be dealing with, what is this? Giving a name, label, name, and you should create it under some application, under some class. Rule set I'll tell you later. You, as of now, you go with default options. What is the name I can give? This flow action is related to customer details flow action. FA is my naming convention. It is not mandatory while you are practicing, you have to give. You can give anything, that's up to you. Okay. When you join a project, just closely observe very few rules taking from some categories. When you read the names of the rules, how they are giving, you'll be able to easily understand what is the naming convention that is followed in your project. Okay. Now here you go, context. I am changing it to framework application context. I am highlighting and giving means that is what I have made the change. Every time I don't need to write change the application context as framework and all. I have already written on day one. You follow till then. Okay, till now. And remaining things are whatever that is loaded, create and open. Create and open. See here, create and open. And here you go now, section. It is asking what is the section that you wanted to include in flow action. You don't need to remember the names of the section and you don't need to manually type it. You already created, right? If you click the down arrow, it should come. If it is not coming in the down arrow, means you did not create it. Simple. Don't come back and ask me, I have created but it is not coming. You should realize that you did not create it. Maybe you forgot to save it after creation. Save this. Save. I'm sorry. Why it was being lost? Maybe I removed it. Okay. Save. Save. Done. Completed. Flow action is ready. What is the next rule to be created? Create flow. Simple. Okay. How do I create flow? Flow also you create under process category only. Flow can be created under which category? Process category. Right click, create process, and then flow. Okay. There are different navigations that you can use in order to create the rules. This is a basic navigation. And what is the name of the flow? Begin auto insurance. Begin auto insurance transaction. That is the meaning. Flow name I am giving spaces, but actual name is this one. Okay. Remaining options are same. Whenever you create a flow, by default, a flow gets created with three flow shapes: start shape, assignment shape, end shape. Start shape is the one where your transaction gets initiated. Assignment shape purpose is to call the flow action into flow to display the UI with default action buttons, submit, save, cancel. End shape is the one where transaction gets finished, completed. Understand everyone clear? A flow should have one and only one start shape. A flow should have one and only one start shape. What does it mean? Starting point of the transaction should be only one. But a flow can have at least one end shape. What is the meaning of at least one end shape? One or more end shapes are also possible. See, I can add one more end shape. I can connect the other way around. See, because you have less number of flow shapes, you may not be able to realize. See, manager approved. It will go in one direction to end shape, saying that resolved, approved. Manager has rejected. It will take another direction to reach the another end shape, where the transaction status will be resolved, rejected by manager. Like this. A flow can have at least one end shape, but it must have one and only one start shape. Understand clear, everyone? Okay, so this is about what is this? Flow. Okay, and now I wanted to call the flow action. Where do you call the flow action? Call the flow action into assignment shapes, outward connector. So now you can do this. Double click on outward connector of assignment shape. It opens properties panel. It opens properties panel. Okay, let me go ahead and double click on this. Is the outward connector. I have double clicked on it. Okay, I cannot give you the navigation to double click and all. Okay, that you should know. Now here is the place where I can call the flow action. By default, the name is pre-filled with flow name, but leave it. You can remove it. Click the down arrow on your keyboard. You will see all available flow actions. You will have only one. I have to test flow action created. So now choose this from the drop down. See, if I call a flow action and if I submit, it will not display any label here. I do not know what flow action is being called. I want a label on the connector. Then what I can do is, just for your information, copy this name and paste here. And doing this, what will happen? Connector will show the label. That is going to make a better sense to the developers to understand, okay, customer details flow action is being called on this connector. Whether you fill the label or not, it will not impact any processing. Even though you do not give any label at the top, it doesn't matter. But whether you have called here or not, that is the main point. You called here or not. But this one, optional. But why did I do that? Just to better understand, I have a flow action being called with the so and so name. After you are done with this, see, this assignment also label you can change. By default, the assignment name is same name as flow name. Same name as flow name. I want an assignment name to be meaningful to what I am trying to do there. What I am trying to do here at this particular step in the transaction, what are we trying to do? We are trying to collect the information from the customer. So simply, I am not giving screenshot for this. I can single click on this. I'll remove this backspace. What is this for? Collect customer details. Is it going to make sense to other developers now? So when some other developer come here and when he is going to look at this assignment, he'll be able to understand why we are using this assignment. See, it is not only one flow shape. There can be n number of flow shapes in a flow. But as of now, at the very beginning, we have only one screen. After this, one more screen is there. One more assignment will come. Okay. Now looking at this will give you better impression, better idea, understanding and idea about this. And now here you go. Go to process tab of the flow. This is the last step there. Go to process tab of flow. So current you are in diagram tab. Present you are in which tab? Diagram tab. You go to where? Process tab. It is not working for me. Even for you also, if it is not working properly, save this. Okay, after you save, still if it is not working, close it and this side. Process category, flow. See, it may be functioning for you, the process tab and all. Maybe I have some issue, I don't know. Go to process tab. If it doesn't work, what would you be doing? Save it, close it, go to class and open from there, and now you go and do the remaining things. What is the option that we need to select? Creates a new work object. Select the above option. Select the above option. Creates a new work object. Okay. Now scroll down. I have written all this in the document. Work parties. Change the work party. Choose the above option to be, what is that? PY case management default. I will explain you all of this after the practical is completed. Okay, click the down arrow. You will see PY case management default. You need to place the cursor there and click the down arrow. Then it will come in the drop down. Then you select it and then you save the flow. Completed. Whatever the tasks that minimum you have to do, you have finished it. And now I am going to run the flow. So run the flow to initiate business transaction. Okay, for that click on action menu, then choose what? Choose run option. This is the action menu. So this is the flow overall I have created. This is the action menu. I am going to choose what? Run. Now you can enter some information here. And then submit. What happens after you submit this data? That and all later, not now. Okay, we will discuss going forward. This is what you created a transaction and you design a transaction model. You have seen, executed it, and you have tested it, everything looks good, and this data should have got stored into a table in the rule base. What is rule base? What is rule base? Business rules database. Okay, in Pega, that you call it as rule base. Okay, that is discussed during the demo. And now, what are these options that I have selected? I have selected creates a new work object, and I have chosen PY case management default and right. Each one I'll explain you one after other. Okay, look at here. First thing I'll explain you. See here. I am going to explain you only one thing. That is, why did I choose this option? I am not going to tell you what is work party and all. That you don't need to understand now. This is not the right time. But I am going to tell you only one reason. That is why I have removed default and why I have chosen PY case management default. To understand this, I am going to keep it as it is, how it was before. How it was before. So without changing. What if I don't change it? So that I can understand why, what is the need to change. I am just placing, I have just placed it back what it was before, and now I am making a transaction. Means I did not choose PY case management default. I got a screen displayed. Did I design the screen? Did we design the screen? Are we expecting the screen? We did not design, and we are not expecting this particular screen to be visible. This is actually called as new harness. You don't need to bother about this technical term. Okay. This, as of now, for me, this is unwanted screen which I am not expecting. Understand? Give me a minute. So as of now, for me, this is an unwanted screen which I am not expecting. The moment I initiate flow, by initiating transaction, I am expecting my customer details form to be displayed. But Pega is giving some unwanted screen. As of now, it is unwanted, but there is a purpose for it. I will tell you later. Okay. So in order to avoid the display of new harness, that unwanted screen for now, I have to choose the option of PY case management default here. Now, is that screen getting displayed? That screen is not coming. I'm getting my screen, whatever that I am expecting. So only for this reason I have selected. Understand everyone clear? Don't ask me what is work party. Okay, that's not the question. The question here is only why did we choose PY case management default under the process tab of the flow? The reason for choosing PY case management default under process tab of flow is to avoid the display of some unwanted screen. That is technically called a new harness. No need to bother about technical terminology now. To avoid that, I have done it. Okay, that's it. That's what I'm expecting is happening. And now let us discuss about this option. What is the option? Creates a new work object. Fully focus here, everyone. Okay. See now, creates a new work object option I have selected. What if I do not select this? First, let me tell you. In two different point of view, I am going to explain you this option. I'll explain you functional point of view at the very beginning. Later, I'll tell you in the same technically. Okay. Functionally, what I say is selecting the option creates a new work object, makes the workflow executable. What is meant by making it executable? Okay, I am giving a statement. Selecting the option creates a new work object, makes the workflow executable. What does it mean? What if I do not select? If you do not select, it won't be executable. Means selecting this option makes the flow executable, means you will get a run option in the, and you will be able to click on run and it will be executed. It will create a transaction like this. If you don't select, then run option should not be available here. Thus, it will not be executable. Let us see if the statement is being justified or not. How can I test it? I will uncheck this and then save it. I will uncheck this and save it. This is how it was. If I do not select this option, flow should not be executable, right? Let us try to experience the same now. See here, action drop down, you have run option. Am I able to execute or not? But the statement what I have made, is it being justified or not? Is it being justified? It is not being justified. I told you selecting the option creates a new work object is going to make the flow executable, that you will be able to make the transactions. I tested the same without selecting, it is functioning as it is, right? So the statement is not being justified. I'll tell you the reason why. So we are going to learn about another concept in between, and again we'll come back to create new work object. Now you see here, go to the diagram tab of the flow. In the diagram tab of the flow, I am going to double click on the flow action of assignment shape outward connector to see the flow action. I am removing the name of the flow action, meaning that I am not calling the flow action. Without calling the flow action, empty flow, I am trying to save this. It is being saved successfully. There is a warning. Don't bother about warning as of now. I'll show you. Okay. It is being saved successfully. Now, what is the warning message that is available? I'll read out. The warning, it says, this flow is in draft mode. This flow is in draft mode. Draft mode suppresses most of the errors. This is the only statement that we need to focus as of now. This flow is in draft mode. System says that the flow you created is now in the draft mode, and this is going to suppress most of the errors. What are the errors that it has suppressed? See, even though I did not call a flow action in the assignment shape outward connector, and if I save it, it is saving successfully without throwing any error message. What if I turn off the draft mode? At present, you see here, draft on means at present the flow is in draft mode. First of all, what is the meaning of drafting? In general, what is the meaning of draft? Drafting means something which is in progress. I am drafting some document. Okay. So what do you mean by drafting a document? It is still in progress. It is not finalized one. Maybe you'll review later and you'll finalize later. Understand? That is what the general meaning of drafting. In Pega, draft flow means a flow for which the draft mode is on. It is called as draft flow. Draft flows are dummy flows just for demonstration purpose. Draft flows are dummy flows. There is no need to call the rules which you have to call in the flow. Without calling anything, you design entire transaction model. Just in order to give a demo to business, you don't need to create all the rules. In order to give a demo session to business about the transaction model, create a flow, add all the flow shape, don't call any rules, save it. It will get saved successfully if it is in draft mode, because it is a dummy just for demonstration. I am going to turn off the draft mode now. Before I turn off, look at here. When I double click on the assignment shape outward connector, in the flow action field, you do not see any star mark. There is no star mark, right? How I can turn off the draft mode? I have to click on this button. I click on this button to turn off the draft mode. Draft mode is off. Are you getting error message? I'm trying to save the same. I'm getting error message. What does it say? Flow action value cannot be blank. Outward connector of the assignment must have a flow action. Double click on outward connector. Are you seeing a star mark beside flow action this time? Star means mandatory field. Calling a flow action into assignment shape outward connector of a flow is mandatory for the real flows. If it is a draft flow, no matter whether you call it or not, because it is a dummy. So draft mode suppresses most of the errors, justified or not. Now I am calling the flow action. Customer details flow action, submit, and then save. Error gone, warning also gone. Okay, so you understand what is a draft flow? Draft flow is a dummy flow for demonstration purpose. It suppresses most of the errors. Whenever you create the flow, after your design is completed, turn off the draft mode. Done, completed. Now come back to process tab. So far, everyone clear? Online resources, respond on the charting window. Are you clear? Every one of you. Okay, fine. Okay. Now here you go. In the process tab, you have creates a new work object. I already told this. Creates a new work. Only selecting this option makes the workflow executable. Now you go to action menu, save this. I did not select, go to action menu. Do you have run option? the statement I made with respect to the real flow. If it is draft flow, dummy flow, there is no matter whether you select or not. That's not a big deal at all. So if you do not select the option creates a new work object, flow will not be executable. The statement with respect to real flow, not the draft flow. Now the statement is justified or not? The statement has been justified. Now I will select the option. Why do you need to select the option creates a new work object? In order to make the workflow executable to initiate the business transactions. Now you got the run option, run it. Done. Okay. This is the statement justification. Understand clear? This is only functional point of view. Technically, we'll start our explanation now. Okay. Everyone clear? What is creates a new work object option in the flow? This option makes the workflow executable. That is statement with respect to real flow, not a draft flow. Okay. What is a draft flow? Draft flow is a dummy flow in order just for demonstration purpose. Okay. For draft flow, you select this option or don't select this option, not a big deal at all. Okay. Everyone clear so far? Let's go ahead now and discuss about this creates a new work object option further. See, now technical point of view. Selecting this option, you are instructing the process commander that PRPC that when transaction is being initiated, it has to create a work object in the background. That is what the instructions you are providing to the process commander. You are giving an instruction to process commander when transaction is being initialized, it has to create a work object. Means you are saying the process commander, this flow should be available for initializing the business transaction. And when transaction is being initiated, it has to create a work object in the background. Okay. So now look at here. See, you go to an ATM center and you have made a withdrawal transaction. Okay. So you have made 10 withdrawal transactions. Okay. Different withdrawal transactions you have made. How the system should understand, right? You made 10 transactions. How the system is going to distinguish between each transaction to make it as a unique one? How it will distinguish? By using an ID. What do you call that ID? Transaction ID. There should be a transaction ID for each transaction you make. There should be an unique ID, right? So you take an insurance policy. What would you be getting to identify your policy? Policy number. You take one more insurance policy. Are you going to get the same number or a different number? You're going to get a different number, right? You have 10 bank accounts. 10 bank accounts will have same account number or different account numbers. Different account numbers will be there. Each one is going to be a unique one. Okay. Now, see here. Whenever we initialize a business transaction, because we set the process commander creates a new work object, the moment you initialize business transaction, in the background means you cannot see. In the background, a work object will get created. What will get created? A work object will get created. Technically, I will tell you what is a work object maybe after 2 days. But functionally, as of now, work object is a virtual entity. That's it. It is virtual entity means, what is the meaning of virtual entity? An entity is getting created in the background. I am calling it as virtual entity. What does it mean? Virtual entity means which you cannot see, but you can experience to have it. Okay, by its ID. So a work object is being created in the background now. See here. Look at here. Work object created, right? Just give me a minute. They are not providing the option here. Just hold on a minute. I'm just searching for something which we are not regularly using these days. That's why Pega has removed it. Okay, leave it. Work object is created. Okay, where it has been created. See, you initiated the flow. Work object has begun its creation here itself. Work object is created at start shape. Work object has traveled from start shape to step 1. Step 1 is start shape. Step 2, assignment. Now work object, when it reaches assignment shape, it is displaying the flow action. At the flow action, it is waiting for a user to perform an action. I'm a user, right? So I am going to enter some data here. Okay, I'm going to enter some details here, and here you go. And submit. Now the moment you click on submit, work object will travel from this position to next position, next step. So step by step work object will roll through. You can imagine work object like a ball. The ball is created in the background. Ball started rolling from step 1 to second step. Ball is waiting at the second step to collect all the information. It will hold all the data and move forward to the next step when you click on submit. Understand? Everyone clear? So now whenever we execute a flow, a work object will get created in the background. Work object is going to travel through the flow from start shape to till end shape on its way to get resolved. On its way to get resolved. Work object is finished now, completed. Resolution has been done. Okay. When it reaches end shape, it is resolved. Okay. Work object is going to get created and it travels through the flow from start shape to till end shape on its way to get resolved. It's done. Now see here, once the work object reaches assignment shape, the data you are entering, right? Let me show you once again. Okay, here you go. I'm going to enter some information now, and here you go. This is the data. Where is this data? What is happening with this data after I click on submit? The moment you click on submit, the entire data that is part of the transaction, here we have only one step. There may be a number of steps, right? Entire data that is part of the transaction will be held by the work object. Means work object holds entire transaction data beginning to ending. Beginning to ending, all the data will be there with one entity called work object. Understand, everyone clear? So work object holds entire work object data. Make sense? Clear, everyone? Now I'll talk about further later. Pages and all I'll tell you. Only you understand as of now, work object as a virtual entity, it is holding the data. Okay, you cannot see the data. As of now, are you seeing the data? What it is holding and all? No, I'll tell you where to see later. Now, see, work object is the one, whenever you initialize the business transaction, work object gets created, work object travels through the flow from start shape to end shape to get on its way to get resolved. Work object, while traveling, it will go step by step. All the transaction information that is part of the transaction will be held by the work object. Work object holds all the data. Data means property plus its value, correct? First name value, last name value, age value, gender value. This is what as of now we have data. And now every work object that gets created is considered to be one transaction. Every time you execute a flow, you are making one transaction. Each transaction should be uniquely identified, right? So every time when you execute a flow, one work object will get created. Each work object can be uniquely identified by an ID called work object ID. Each work object can be uniquely identified by an ID called work object ID. You see, this is the ID number C-18010, C-18011. One more work object I'll create, C-18012. One more work object I'll create, C-18013. Like this, a work object ID gets created with a sequential numeric number generated, and it will have a prefix also. Say work object ID, whenever you create a flow, work object gets created. Work object can be uniquely identified by an ID called work object ID. Work object ID, as an example, looks like this, where it has two parts. First part is C dash, C plus dash both together one part. This is what? Work object ID prefix. What do you call this? Prefix. 1, 2, 3 is called sequential numeric number generated. Sequential numeric number that has been generated. So by default, the work object is going to have two parts: work object ID prefix and work object ID is sequential numeric number. You may add suffix also, that is there in your hand. You can change this prefix from C dash to something else. You can change the way how this number is getting generated. Sequential, you can change the order to next primary number, next other number, even number, like that also you can. It's up to you, you can change it, but as of now I'm not doing that. So whenever we execute a flow, work object gets created. Work object travels through the flow from start shape to till end shape on its way to get resolved. Work object go through the flow step by step by invoking. All the transaction data that is part of your transaction will be held by work object. Each work object can be uniquely identified by an ID called work object ID. By default, work object ID is going to have two parts: work object ID prefix and work object ID sequential numeric number. See, there is another terminology to understand. Just now I told it can be modified. Okay. And now work object, right? What is that? Work object. I'll tell you a terminology now. This is the terminology. Case. Anytime if I use the terminology work object or if I use the terminology case, both meaning same. Both meaning same. Case created, work object created, transaction initiated, all these meaning same. Work object ID, what do you say? What do you say? Case ID. This is just to give you an idea about the terminology, different terminology we use. Make sense, everyone? Clear? So these are the details, just high level background details about the option creates a new work object. What happens when you select that and execute the flow? Everyone clear so far? Anyone has any doubts, any questions online? Let me unmute. Any questions, any doubts? Do we have a document of this kind of details? Yes, we have everything that I am going to tell, each word by word will be there in the document. I will be sharing the document. So far, if you are clear, I can proceed forward. So these are the points one should understand. If someone says no, you need to unmute and respond what you did not understand. What is the point you don't understand? That's what I'm asking you. Someone who has responded here saying no. What is that no for? You don't have any questions? Oh, that's what you have replied. Okay, thank you. So you understand, but you don't have any questions. Thank you. And now, this is about just a high level information about work object. Okay, I told you work object holds the information, and after you click on submit, this work object is going to get stored into a backend table. Okay, see now, just for your better idea and understanding. So this is a table in the backend. Okay, and this is front end PRPC application. Okay, so PRPC application, what is it? Backend table. Now, the moment you initiate a transaction, begin insurance, simply initiate a transaction, what happens? I'm just giving you object as a circle just for our better understanding. What is being created? Work object is being created. And what does it has? First name, last name, all this it has, along with values. Now, the moment you enter the data and click on submit, what will happen? This object gets stored into table. The moment you click on submit, object with its ID and data gets stored into a table in the backend. Backend means database. This is called as work table. What do you call this? This is called as work table, just for your information. Now let me tell you about basics of database, which you are already aware of, which I have told in the last class also. In a database, you have tables. Tables will have columns and rows. Rows is the data. Rows are data. Columns are attributes, properties. See, the data will get stored into rows. One work object I created. Work object number 1 I created and I submitted. Work object will store into table, right? One row will get inserted. Okay. Second work object I submitted. Second row will get inserted. If I create 1000 work objects, how many rows will be there in the work table? 1000 rows. In the work table, you have 1000 rows, meaning that 1000 work objects are being stored. Each row in the work table is one work object related entire data. So far, whatever is there, it will be there. In future, you add more, that more data also will reflect in the table, will sit in the table. Everyone clear? So work object is being created. Look at here. And you enter the data here. and here you go. And then submit. Work object has collected all the information, right? Work object holds all the data. This work object along with the ID and data is going to sit into a backend table as one record. That is called as work table. That is called as work table. Now I am going to show you what is that table. Okay. For this, see, whenever you are installing Pega, at the time at the very beginning when you have installed Pega, what has been installed? A Tomcat server is been installed, Java is been installed, and a database has got installed. You might have observed database created, tables created, all this, right? Database is already present. How do I access a database? See, if you install a database software, if you want to access a database, you need an editor. Editor means some graphical UI. Okay, that graphical UI is also provided along with this. That is PG admin environment. What is it? PG admin environment. PostgreSQL database installed. PostgreSQL PG admin core editor also installed. It is. You manually installed. Pega also has installed one more. Now, after you open this PG admin environment, the editor will be empty. Editor is there, database is there. Editor is there, database is there. How do I access database from editor? I need to make a connection from my editor to database. What is pending task that has to be done by us? Database is there, tables are there, everything will be done. Just with my eyes, I wanted to see what is present there. For that, I need a graphical UI. That UI is also there. When I open the UI, empty. That UI, using that UI, I need to make a connection from my this particular editor UI to database. That is present. Once connection is done, whatever there is in the database, it will reflect in this UI. You can access. I have already done it. Okay. At the time when you open it, you will see servers. How many I have? 2. But you will not see anything. You need to right click on the server, create a server. You need to do like this. It will ask you name. You can give any name of your wish. I have given Pega 86 for my 8.6 Pega version, which is there in my laptop. Pega 87 for 8.7 version, which is also there in the same laptop. You give some name of your wish, but next tab is important. Host name. You install Pega. Where did you install? It must be same. You remember while installing, you might have observed that local host. You remember at the time of installation of Pega, at one place, at one screen, you have got 80805432. And I have requested every one of you to change it to 5433. So all of you follow the process of getting it 5433. After this is done, username will automatically reflect as Postgres. Copy the same and paste here. Password also same. And click on save. The moment you have given correct details and you click on save, then it will reflect like this here. It is going to reflect like this. And you go inside the navigation to the table. Then where do you have all these steps? Whatever the steps that I have explained, I already have documented these steps step by step. Anyone with a basic computer knowledge, if you follow the document blindly, you should be able to make a connection successfully, unless you provide wrong details. Understand? And one important thing here is, at the time while you open this editor and you make this connection, you need to make sure that your server is up and running and you log into PRBC. Someone please mute. What is the first thing that you need to do? Start the PRBC server, log into PRBC server, minimize everything, follow the document. It will be done. Without starting server and log into PRBC, even if you follow the document, it will never be done. Okay, don't make this mistake and come back to me. That's why I'm just stressing it and just telling you. Okay, this is also written in the document, but the problem is we don't follow it. Okay, strictly we don't follow. That is the problem. Okay, people like me, not like you. Okay, now here work object is going to get stored into table. I told, right? What is the table in which it is getting stored? Okay, I'll show you that. See here, I'll directly go to the table. Okay, how to find out this table, I'll explain you. What is our application? SBI. Yeah? See here, there is a table by name PC underscore SBI underscore FW underscore SBI Anishwar underscore work. Is it reflecting any similar name? What is the name similar to? This name is similar to framework class group. Framework class group is the one where I created my flow, correct? Now same name, there is a table in the backend, except one thing is prefixed with PC underscore. I will open this table, right click on this, view data, first 100 rows. You remember so far while explaining you, I created so many work objects. I have created almost 10 work objects, not almost. I created so far 10 work objects. That's why how many records I'm seeing? 10 records. Okay, now see here, you don't need to bother about everything. Only few things I am going to tell you. Focus on that. One important column I'll tell you. There is one column in this table. This table is generically called a work table. Work object that has been created gets stored into a table in the backend. The table is work table. And one of the column in the table is by name PYID. What is the name? PYID. It stores a value. You should be able to tell me what is this value. Work object ID value. Work object ID value gets stored in work object stored into work table. ID value will be there in a column PYID column. Understand? Then what about the data? Let's come from the beginning. Slowly I am going to scroll it. First name, some details, last name, some name. I have entered all the data, right? Do you have each attribute as a column here? Yes or no? Let us try to see that. I'm going slowly. First name, last name, the details which I have entered anywhere. If I find that, I will be stopping. Did you find the data so far anywhere? You don't see the data anywhere in this system. In this table, you don't see the data. First name, Abdul, last name, Kalam, all this is not there. But it has been stored, right? It has been stored. In the same table, it has been stored. But then where it has been stored? It has been stored into a column. What is the name of the column? PZPV stream. What is the name of the column? PZPV stream. What is the format of the data that it has taken? Binary data. So work object ID has been stored into the normal column, PYID. But work object remaining data is there, right? First name, last name, age, gender, state, city, zip code, country, all this. All this is stored into single column. That column name is PZPV stream. The data format in which it has been stored is binary large objects. In simple term, you call it as blob. The data has been stored in an encrypted format of blob. So you cannot see the data even in the database. Understand everyone clear? So that's it for today. Okay, just I have given you information. From here, we will resume our session on Monday. This is not XML, this is blob. Blob itself is a format. See, I will be sending one doc. I'll show you. Hold on. What is the document I'll be sending you? Understanding work object. Hold on. Understanding. Where is it? Understanding work object. This document I'll share you. Okay. In this document, every point that I have told you so far. Okay. You ignore about the first diagram. This diagram you ignore. I'll tell you later. This is related to draft flow. I'll explain you later. First diagram you ignore. Next, why do we choose PY case management default? I explained you, right? That is given. Draft flow is been explained, and understanding creates in your corporate theory document. It is there. I have explained you up to this point, up to here, up to this screenshot. I have blob. It will show, right? If I open the blob, this is how it looks like. Blob. This is blob format. See, the screenshot, whatever is given, old version. Maybe I believe 8.6 or sorry, 8 version or 8.2, sometime back. That time, if I double click on this editor, it is displaying like this. I copied to Notepad and I shown you. But today you are not getting it. When you open or edit, it is not showing like that. Don't bother about it. Just go through the document in the Notepad. You can see. Even if you see that, there is no use. You need to have an understanding. It will get stored in block format, binary large objects format. In which column? PZPVC. So today we discussed about a table called work table, and mainly we focused on two of the columns of the work table. What are those columns? PYID and PZPV stream. What gets stored in PYID column? Work object ID. What gets stored into PZPV stream column? Work object data. In which format it will get stored? Binary large objects block format. Understand? Now I am going to unmute. Someone has raised their hand. Hold on. What is the question? Someone who has raised the hand. I will share the DB setup document also. See, we are done with allowing the people who have not done the fees payments. Just hold on a minute. On offline, how many of you are there? One person you have already let me know. And how many of other people are there who are at to complete the fees payment? Who else is there? Anyone else is there? No else? Okay. Everyone has given your name and WhatsApp number in these notes. Everyone. Late ga vachcharu kada. Ichara ivaleda. Everyone here. Just you can wind up. I'll share the document. Online people can wind up. And meeting link for online people will get changed. You will be notified tomorrow evening in the group. In your group, you will get the meeting link. You can use that meeting link and you can join from Monday onwards. Those who are not yet done with their fees payment, whoever has connected online, will not be able to connect from Monday onwards. And offline also not allowed. And how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. చాలా మంది ఉన్నారు. Say number 1, 1, 7, 8, 9, 10. 23, 24, 25. 25 after 26. 28, 27 ఉంది మధ్యలో. 27. Remaining people. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. But 31 names ఉన్నాయి ఇక్కడ. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Who are the two resources I have to give? 1. Okay, అయినా ఇవ్వాలి. ఇంకా one more person. You write your name and WhatsApp.
Hello, Harsha.
Yes, online resources. A new meeting link you will be receiving on WhatsApp tomorrow evening. And today is Friday, right? So tomorrow, day after tomorrow, there is no class. Let me tell you one thing. Next batch of Pega will start from August 17th onwards. And the timings are different. Morning 7 o'clock. But we used to give the demo sessions only on August 17th. Thereafter, we used to start. But now, because many people are not waiting till August 17th, we are going to conduct 2 more demo sessions in between. So first demo session for next upcoming batch will be tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Anyone who has joined this batch, if you had missed attending the demo session for this batch, at least you can attend the demo tomorrow. Right? Clear? If you did not attend the demo session for this batch, you missed. If you have already gone through video and you are clear, no need to attend. If those who have already attended, strictly don't attend. Okay, because we need to only have the names of upcoming batch people, except those who have missed here. Okay, and now how many of you are there who wanted to attend demo session tomorrow who had missed? 3 I know. Remaining, you did not attend demo session live. You did not attend. You did not attend. You did not attend. 4 people. You 4 message me personally. What is my number? This is my number. 888-62-66619. I will send you the demo link. You 4 right away on WhatsApp. And online, anyone is there who wish to attend the demo session? Online. And you also go ahead and send a WhatsApp message if you had missed the demo session, attending demo session, but you wish to attend tomorrow for this match. You are going to send a WhatsApp message on this number. Otherwise, I can do one thing. I'll send a link to everyone, but everyone don't join. Only those who had missed, you join it, but still you send me a message. Maybe you will not be there in the broadcast. Give me a WhatsApp message on this number right away. I'll give you the link to connect. If you wish to come offline, come as usual. You 4 plus you 3. You want to come offline tomorrow morning 7 o'clock. You come offline. You don't need to send. Suppose you wish to come offline. You don't need to. And I will be forwarding the link to join the demo tomorrow to every one of you. But only those people who wish to come classroom, come down. Those who wish to connect online, connect. Those who have missed only, attend. Already you have attended in the past once, don't attend again. But why I am forwarding everyone? If you have any one of your friends who are looking to join Pega training for the future batch, you can let them know. You can forward this link, and at the same time, you can inform us. I have forwarded to so and so person. It is their WhatsApp number. They will be joining demo session tomorrow, so that we'll have the tracking of the person whoever is connected. Understand? That's why we are forwarding every one of you. But you don't connect to the demo or you don't attend the demo if you have already attended in this batch or in previous batch. Okay, only those who have missed only attend. Okay, so fine, I am going to close the meeting. Let me, okay, what am I going to do? One more point, let me tell you. By today we are done. So if you are done with fees payment, you are allowed from Monday. Even if you wish to do on Monday after the class, still you are not allowed. We have given far more than enough time. Okay, this is much enough time that we have given every one of you. After making the fees payment only, you have to attend the session. Otherwise, not allowed at all. Okay, no doubt. Online anyhow, if you are connecting, you will not receive the meeting link for sure. And we will be creating an email group tomorrow itself, because for very few resources we can't wait. Tomorrow after afternoon time, evening time, tomorrow evening, means that will be the morning time for other country people. Accordingly, you'll receive a WhatsApp message from us with a link of a form, Google form, where you need to fill all your details. Okay, I need complete details about you. First thing, where you need to give the WhatsApp number which you have in the group. Okay, that number. So in that Google form, you need to provide your Gmail ID, preferably Gmail ID which you regularly use since long back. Don't go with temporary emails and come back to me and say me that I forgot password, I am not able to recover and all. We don't agree. Once we share, done. Okay, we never change your email ID for any reason in future. Remember, only one mail ID allowed. One mail ID you are giving, that should be a Gmail ID which you are permanently using for everything since beginning, so that it will be better. You never forget it. All phones, everything will be linked. You can recover anyhow. That is what we want. Okay, this is one thing. And the email ID, when you type it, you cross check once. There is no hurry in filling the form and submitting and leaving. Cross check once with your eyes, the spelling, everything is correct or not. .com also people will miss. @gmail.com, spelling here and there twisted. You are going to twist that words and all. I mean, like alphabets and all. Cross check once or twice whether you have given the right email ID or not, and then you submit the form, so that we will not get a bounce back. And again, we have to contact back you. You have to contact back me. And one more important point is, after I receive this, once I send tomorrow evening, by Sunday afternoon, I need everything. But don't wait. Immediately you fill the form and make sure you take enough time of 2 or 3 minutes and fill the form. Open the form from your laptop, that is better. Okay. And one more thing is, the form after you fill it, I will be creating a Gmail what you call group, Gmail group with all the email IDs collecting from there. So that is the mail group to which I am going to share the documents regularly. As of now, you are receiving on WhatsApp, right? That is not a good practice. I don't like it. Okay. Again, forwarding from WhatsApp to mail and all. So Monday onwards, you will receive all the documents to your mail immediately after the session is done. I can do it immediately within 2 minutes. Right away here, I'll open the mailbox and I'll send all group at a time. done. For the first time when I share you email, cross-check your mailbox thoroughly, inbox, promotions, spam, all mail. See, when I send a message in the WhatsApp, I have sent a text mail or something, people will immediately reply, I did not receive, I did not receive. Problem is you did not verify your mailbox. Strictly you open your mailbox in your laptop. In your phone you will verify, you'll go to spam, you'll go to all mail, you'll go to inbox in your phone, you say that I did not receive it. Your phone has not synced with your mailbox, that is the problem. Okay, syncing it might be taking time. What I can do for that? Don't give me double work, please. Open your mailbox in your laptop, inbox, spam, promotion, everywhere you go. Now I'll tell you about drive access. Drive access, whatever I am going to give you, you will be receiving a mail only for the first time with a link. Click on the link, you will go to drive to see the videos and all. Second time onwards, do I need to share it? Keep that link with you. Every day by 1 o'clock, we'll add the video. Every day 1 o'clock after you access it, video will be there. Every day, don't ask me, please send me today's video. Okay, already once if I share the drive, it will be there. Even after you finish the course, 1.5 months after also you'll have. After 1.5 months, automatically access will get removed. That will be configured on day 1 itself. And you will be able to view the video anytime when you want. It is an online video, not an offline video. You cannot download. Clear everyone so far? And final point, this is optional. This is optional, especially for the working people. I think it is not required. Okay. There is one column in the document. There is going to be one column in the Google form that you're trying to fill. The last column, please say about your career prospects and your goals. And maybe I will be asking you about whether you have faced any issues in the past. What are the mistakes you have done? Why you are not able to get into IT job? So how you wanted to streamline your future to be in a right track. Mistakes are mistakes done, gone. Okay, BTech lo college ki vellamante cinema ki vellaru. Okay, అయిపోయింది, వదిలేయండి. ఇక్కడి నుంచైనా సరిగ్గా చేయండి. Okay, so అదంతా అయిపోయింది. Past is past, leave it. So there are many people who talk to me and they say that I have done this, I have done this. As a result, I am not able to learn now. I am not able to focus. My focus is very less. I am a dull student. Okay, I am a kind of student who cannot grasp on a single time, or maybe 3 times or 4 times also I cannot grasp. I am a slow learner. These type of things will be there. Don't tell me about your financial situation, please, but you tell me about only anything like this you wanted to share. Really, this is optional again. Okay, so you can write down like, I stay in Karimnagar. Okay, I am the only educated person in my family. I don't have any proper guidance so far. That's why I'm not able to achieve so many things in my life. This is how I have struggled. Now I am staying in hostel. I am the one who has to take care of my family. This is how the upcoming job is important for me. This is how you write. I can understand about you. Okay, this is what I'm expecting you to write. Or don't write down, give me a fees discount. This and all you don't write down. Anyhow, it is already done. Okay. But for working employees, it is optional. Why I told? See, everyone is not, everyone do not have the tendency to share. But this document will be there only with me, accessible only to me, no one else. I'll be reading to understand. Accordingly, I'll communicate back to you later. Calling each and every person to understand about your background will be difficult for me. You can write down like this. I am a student from non-IT background. So that I'll have in my mind, okay, you are non-IT. Working employees, you can write down like this. I'm a working employee already working in IT industry, so and so technology, so and so non-IT job. I'm learning Pega to move on to Pega for my career growth. I have that data also, so that I can accordingly I can focus on you. Otherwise, if I have to make a phone call and get all these details, it will take 10 minutes to talk to each one. Means I may have to spend 20 days to complete all of you, which will be highly difficult. I'll go through it slowly in 3 to 4 days, next upcoming 3 to 4 days. And then I can have to have one-to-one conversation if required. Okay, so this is the point about this is the information about the last point, which is optional. This is up to you. You understand what to write and what to write the matter there, right? Okay, write down whatever you wanted to tell me personally and what you wanted to achieve in your life and how do you want to streamline yourself now. If you're already in a right track and you're streamlined, that is well and good. Okay, those who have struggles, those who have some obstacles that you feel, mention all those. Let us see, let us try to find out the solution, how to overcome all these hurdles or obstacles that you have at present. Okay, clear? Makes sense? Okay, wind up for today. We'll continue on Monday, same time, 9 o'clock sharp.